First of all, we went to bed on Sunday at like 3:30 in the morning. We woke up Monday morning at 6:30. We had 3 hours of sleep. We got to MTV Studios like 8 or 9 or something like that. The line was pretty long, even though they said they only took in 75 people. Since everyone brought a guest, there were about like 100 and something, 50 people, I don't know. And I gotta say, like, I don't know if that weekend was just completely disorganized, but like the MTV thing was supposed to start at 11 and it didn't start until 2, and it was really annoying because we couldn't sit down. While online we met Hugh Jackman. That was so random. I don't know, he just kind of like came out of nowhere. So they let us in groups of 10. The entire group just kind of went together. They took us upstairs, and I'll tell you, this upstairs is not even like an upstairs. It's just like one flight of stairs onto like half a level. We got there, and then they were like, wait outside, and we walked in, and we had to line up in 2 lines, give them our stuff. They gave us the number of our cubby on this little keychain thing. We took that with us. Then we lined up in front of the metal detector. Then they lined us up in 3 lines. This was already right in front of the actual studio, and like they were sound checking, I guess, during that time. So we just heard a bunch of like music and shit, and we're standing in line and we're like, ah, we're freaking out. And producer John, as I later learned his name, producer John started walking up and down the aisle at one point. And he stopped at me and he was like, hi, my name is Producer John. And then he asked me my name, and I was like, G.NA. And then his secretary was like, oh my god, you have the same name as Gina Choi. And I was like, holy shit, we do. So they gave me a question. And it's just a little card. I didn't take it with me. I was like, gonna take it as a souvenir, but I was like, I don't know what to do with this. So I gave it to the sound guy, manager, whatever. Basically, it was this little card, and they had written a question on it, and he goes, you memorize this question because you have to ask them and you're not going to have this card with you on camera. And I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? Finally, we walked in, and producer John like called me over to sit down over there. There were 2 like seating sections, one on the right hand side of the stage, one on the left side. I was on the right side in the second row, which is barely like 10 feet away from the actual stage. And everyone else was kind of standing in a semicircle around us. Then the guy was like, oh my god, this is how you have to clap. And I was like, oh shit, I have to clap like this. And legit, they told us how like we had to clap and how we had to react and where the camera was, and like look at the camera and smile at the camera and do this and that at the camera. Like, oh my god, you guys. When they came out, you don't understand, my heart like stopped beating. It legit stopped beating. The paper was like this big, right? I'm sitting there and I'm looking at my question, and I'm sitting there and they come out and I'm like, what? And then I'm like looking at them and my paper is just like, and I turned to the kid next to me and I was like, I can't look at them and ask them this question because like they're so beautiful. And I'm looking at Dong-woon like, there's my husband, like he's sitting like less than 10 feet away from me. Oh my god, I can't look at him in the face. I can't look at any of them in the face. They're too good for me to look at. Like I was the first one to, like I had the first question, so I had to go up first. Yo, my heart was just like it was crazy. And then I got up, I stood where they told me to stand. I held the mic like this with 2 hands to keep it from shaking. And funny, it wasn't even shaking. I just was kind of holding it. And I don't even remember where I was looking. I think I was looking like at all of them at the same time. I don't know. And I was like, hi, my name is G.NA. And like Gina's reaction was like, oh hey. And like I was only paying attention to her reaction because I was like, how is she gonna react to us having the same name? But my friend had told me that they were like, oh my god, her name is also G.NA. And my friend was like, yeah, Don was like, oh, G.NA, in his cute little accent. And I'm sitting there like, just tell me that because G.NA was like, oh, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh my god, we totally have the same name. We're like sisters. Because I'm an idiot. And so I was like, I asked my question, and they all took turns answering, and Mom got up. This is the funniest moment. This is probably like one of the 2, there were 2 moments that I will forever remember in my life about that day, and this was the first one. and Amon gets up and she has like B2ST and G.NA for a minute on the shirt, and they're like, oh my god, we're on a shirt. And I'm sitting there like, no duh, you guys are famous, like you're on a fucking shirt. And she was talking, and I look at Donghoon, and Donghoon is sitting there like, I hope they air that part because it was so funny, because I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him and look at the kid next to me, like I lean into the kid next to me and I'm like, what is he doing, like out loud? What is he doing, like with that hand gesture? And I suppose he saw my hand going like this because he saw me and he goes, oh, and he starts blushing. So he's just like dying laughing and I'm dying laughing and we're kind of laughing at each other, and I was like, oh my god, we're soulmates. They were like, okay, now we're going to film like the actual concert. So Selena's going to tell you all about the concert.
Hi, so I'm going to start off talking about 4 minutes. And they didn't actually talk very much. Like, really sweet. Before everything, they would say hi and everything. Like, I yelled, oh, G.NA, and she turned around like she waves at me. Their performance was fantastic. And all 5 of them are really great performers. Like, they were asking who's the biggest shopaholic, and they were like, oh, we're pretty big shopaholics, but someone in the back, they yelled, Hyuna! And Hyuna goes, oh, sorry. And, you know, they were trying to show off their English skills, and starting off from their little interview portion, they were like really talkative and stuff, mostly Donghoon because, you know, he's the best at English. And, Junhyung and Hyunseung both looked really upset. And I'm pretty sure Yoshua was sick. He didn't really look like himself. He was actually more pale than usual, in my opinion. Donghoon, you know, he would say like random things. Like, he pulled out his money and everyone was like, what the hell? And he was like, oh, $7, $7. And they were getting off stage, you know, they stopped and they would like grab some hands of the fans. Like, all of them grabbed my hand except for Hyunseung, who like walked around. Like, they came out and they were like pretty much like talking to people like before they had to record. And me and this Korean girl that I met there, we made like a heart and we were like, Oppa, 사랑해요. And Dujun looked at us and he was like, thank you. I had to perform shop twice. And it got really silent and I was like, this is my chance. And I was like, Hyunseung, I love you. And he picked up the microphone. He goes, I love too. And I was like, oh, well, this was a nice English conversation. And their performances were great. Like, even without Ji Kwang, they still did amazing. Dujun and Donghoon were sort of the replacements. They did him complete justice. They did amazing. But she asked them what they did while they were in New York, and they said, oh, we had PZD. And Donghoon goes, what's PZD? Dujun goes, pizza delivery. And they did like this weird like bro hug slap thing. Now I'm going to talk about G.NA. She's so beautiful in real life though. Like, she's so beautiful and she's so tall. During the interview before all the performances, she was pretty much the translator for like anyone who talked. And like she said at some point, she goes, you know, they understand. I think they understand. And Dujun's sitting there, he goes, no, no. And like everyone started laughing because it's like, wait, how do you respond to that if you don't know what she just said? And she only performed ballads, so her 2 ballads, like people were asking her beforehand what she was performing, and she goes, oh, I'm gonna perform 2 ballads. And some girl next to me, she goes, are you sad? And she goes, I mean, I sort of have to be.
Alright, so there you have it. The entire MTV filming, which only took 1 freaking hour in like a 10-minute video. I'm so sorry it took this much. The entire thing was crazy. It was so surreal, and I really wish they come back to New York because, like Selena said, Junhyung and Hyunseung really did look kind of upset. Actually, mostly Junhyung. Like, by the way, bro, that was really scary because, you know, he was just like grr the entire time. I don't know. And, you know, Ji Kwang wasn't there, and they just need to come back as the 6 of them, as, I don't know, they just need to come back. Come back. Thank you for sticking around for this really long-ass video, and congratulations to you if you made it all the way to the end of the video. I think you deserve a medal. I mean, I don't really have one, but, you know, comment, rate, subscribe, and this might be the last K-pop vlog because we're not there's nothing else K-pop going on in the city except for SM Town, but you know, we're not gonna be there. It's too expensive. Sorry, guys. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in whatever video I do next. Mwah!